Alright, today you're in for a special treat. If you haven't watched any of my videos, I highly recommend you watch this. It's going to be the unboxing of the Leap motion controller. I've been waiting for like 2 years for this product to exit development and get on the market. I was one of the first pre-order people. I ordered 2 of them. I don't even know if there's 2 in there. And it arrived yesterday, but I was busy, so I didn't have time to open it. So today is the day. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what we have. Bam! 2 Leap motion controllers. Now, since I pre-ordered them, I was able to get them at a slightly cheaper price than what they're available now. I think about $10 or $20. Now, in case you don't know anything about the Leap controller, it's a hands-free touch device. So I'll be able to operate my computer as if it was a touch screen, but without actually touching anything. Almost like what you see on CSI, you know, when they're waving their hands around and manipulating the screen. That's what this device is supposed to do. Well, let's go ahead and hook it up and see what happens. Alright, first thing we're going to do here is go ahead and open the box. Welcome to a whole new world. To activate Leap Motion controller, go to leapmotion.com setup. Oh, look, it is amazingly small. Now it is, I think, an activated device, so they're going to want me to register, and then there is like a little store or marketplace, kind of like the iTunes store, or the Google Play Market, where you can get apps dedicated to the Leap Motion controller. Alright. Well, there was instruction, wasn't there? We just skipped right over that. Actually, no instructions. Alright, we have 2 cords, a short cord and a longer cord. I'm going to want the longer cord, which means, well, you know what, we'll just plug it in the front for the time being. Okay, one end is a standard USB. The other end looks like a micro USB and what could be a micro HDMI. 2 plugs together, so a little bit bizarre there. So it looks like you just plug it in and let's see what happens. It has a nice aluminum shell and a rubber bottom, which on this glass desk makes it feel like it almost sticks to it, so it should be pretty interesting. Alright, computer is up. Hit the wrong thing. I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to remove this plastic protecting cover. Go ahead and plug in one side. Can only go one way. There we go. So I'm going to now plug it into the USB port and see what happens before we go to, what do y'all think? Should I activate it first at leapmotion.com? Let's just plug it in and see that. Alright, the green light comes on. I don't know if you can see that. Nothing happens. So let's go ahead and go to... Alright, we are going to download their software. Alright, we're downloading the software. And in a minute it should give us a prompt. There's a video to watch here on the website too that goes through the different steps of installing the device. But we're just going to skip that. This doesn't look good. Alright, let's try to save this to the desktop. Got a weird format here, so we're gonna rename it to setup.exe. See what happens. Huh. That's funny, huh? Can you I don't know if you can see that, but I renamed it to setup.exe and the Leap Motion controller picture showed up. And if we click it, well, I tell you what, I don't know if that's really how I would want to make my first impression. What do y'all think? I don't know if that was a problem with Windows not naming the file correctly once it downloaded. But I saved it to the desktop, renamed it to setup.exe. EXE stands for executable. And then I double clicked it to run, and now it is running the installation program. Alright, it's updating the firmware, so there's already been some updates to the software running the controller. Alright, welcome to a whole new world. Continue. Launch airspace. Alright, pick a username. G-Shear. Alright, we signed up. Now we're at the airspace home. But nothing is working yet. Although, I do see some red lights now inside. Alright, let's go to orientation. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's functional, but it is cool. Alright, come on. That is pretty cool. It's not entirely accurate. I don't know how high I have to be. It's almost like a Connect. Alright, so now let's take a look at what the Leap motion controller can do. It's now a day later. I have used it a little bit more. Kind of got a hang of it a little bit. Let's go to the airspace, which is their native store. Now, one of the things I did was I loaded this program called Touchless for Windows, which gives you the functionality that I was looking for to be able to just point, and it works actually pretty good. I'm glad. I actually had finished this video with a very questionable opinion of the device, but then I decided I'd give it a couple of days and try it out a little bit. I still haven't really got the Google Earth thing going. That's a little complicated, but I read up on it, and apparently you need to resist using two hands. So let's take a look at some of these programs. Let's take a look at Cut the Rope. Did we get it? Well. Alright, not liking that I have to press play, but there we go. And this is just a simple little game where you cut the rope on a pendulum and feed the frog looking thing. Nope, I missed that one, but now the thing is that some of these programs have different ways of working. You see me trying to, oop, I hit the wrong thing, but let's see, we might get lucky. And alright. Some of the programs that deal with Leap have different ways. This one, different ways of clicking. This one, it actually fills the arrow when you're on a selection. I don't know if you can see it changing color, but it fills it. Whereas the Windows app actually you push on it, and I guess that's why I'm not getting functionality here, because this is actually not running off of the touchless for Windows app. Alright, then we have, let's see, this is a 3D science. It's a skull. I played with this a little bit earlier. This was interesting. This also has a different way of working than the touchless for Windows. Alright, there we go. And you see now I've lost functionality. I have to use the mouse. Then, and I forgot the exact instructions for using it, but you could pick, oh yeah, I remember now, you had to point and use your thumb, and then you could move the bones out of the skull, grab it to turn it. Let's see if we can get some teeth. Alright, so that gives you an idea of that. And I am stuck in that program, so I have to use a mouse to exit. Alright, Lotus. This is a kind of musical, bizarre type app. It calibrates. And let's see, I don't know how loud this is set. And I think the first one, I don't even know how to select it. No, I don't want the 3, I want the 1. Oh, well. Spin my face. Alright. Kind of entertaining, not really functional, but you get the idea of how you can see the fingers being tracked. Pretty nifty. But what I really want it for is for the touchless. I find myself using it occasionally, kind of intuitively, although you can see, let me close that. There's still a learning curve that goes with it. Alright, so here we are in the Airspace home program kind of web interface. This is where you get your apps that are specifically designed for use with the Leap. We're going to go ahead and exit out of this. The learning curve for it is kind of steep, but there we go. So now I'm going to tickle the bottom menu bar here and go to the Metro, the touch interface of Windows, which you can see here. Now you have to remember to keep your thumb tucked, and with 2 fingers you are able to scroll this up, down, and from side to side. Now let's take a look. I don't want to go into anything too personal, but what do we have? I haven't tried this yet, but probably not too much personal stuff on Google Plus, so we'll open up that. And I find myself every once in a while doing the 2-finger drag to move things up and down. and you can select things too. But what you're limited to basically is selecting, and I don't want to show too much of that because it might be copyrighted work. But you get the idea. It's usable. After a while, you might find yourself actually reaching out and doing things with it. There we go. Some news stories. See, I didn't want to click that news story. I just wanted to scroll. And there we can scroll. And there may be settings, to adjust how sensitive this is, since it's apparently pretty sensitive. But there you go. That kind of gives you an idea. Since it is limited to scroll and clicking, I'm unable to drag away and exit this program. I still have to do that with the mouse. So that's kind of a disadvantage. I had hoped that they would utilize the actual drivers for Windows, which would make it more fully functional. There's the Windows 8 store. So that gives you some idea of the functionality of the Leap. I'm sure with a little more practice it'll become a little more fluid. Alright, I'll show you a quick usage here. We'll select photos. Here's our photo database. I don't use the Metro interface that much, so some of the thumbnails are still coming in. We can go to 2013. That's a shoulder, this picture right here, with an injury. It's not what it looks like. Okay, and then we can scroll through and pick a certain day. And let's see, here's 7/20. Let's see what we got there. There are those pictures from a recent Ship Island trip. So, does it automatically? Oh yeah, we can scroll through. Oop. And doesn't want to scroll. Is that the end or something? Up, down, sideways. I know there's more than just two pictures. There we go. Can't do it with one finger. It has to be two. Grab. Try the other hand. Alright, so how do we go back? I thought there was an arrow before. Don't want to delete. Alright, there's an arrow, and bam. And then we can go back again. Bam. So, that gives you an idea of how you would use it for your photos. Now, of course, on an Apple product, this may work entirely different, but I would assume very similar. Here's a quick shot. Let's check out our email. We'll go to the email app. That gets pulled up. You can see we just ordered a TV, so that's coming. We can check some other emails, scroll up and down, check some old emails. Here's one from Leap Motion Support when they told me that my controller was on the way. And here was the deal alert from Tiger Direct about a very cheap TV that went ahead and ordered. West Marines having 10% off. So that gives you an idea there how that works. We checked the news already. Sports. Let's see what's going on in finance. This is almost a Windows 8 demonstration more than a Leap. But you see that it can be pretty usable once you get used to it. There, my clicks are a little bit faster. I'm not having as many problems. Now, I don't recall how this navigation works. And oh, there we go. So we can check the weather and check the radar. You can see we're having some storms. Historical weather. Alright, I wonder, is any of this clickable? Boom, radar? No. Oh, they got temperatures, let's check that out. And precipitation, we're getting some rain in the area. Oops, now it's trying to snap. Alright, so there you go. Obviously, the first time user, I'm still a first time user, you're gonna have to allow some time for you to get used to using it. So there we go with, this is a Bing map overlay of the Entergy power grid. We do have some storms outside. I was just wondering if there were any outages, but it looks pretty good. Alright, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Perhaps I'll uncover some more secrets over the next few days. So be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like the video. That goes a long way to help me out. And don't forget about the sponsors around the video and in the video are the reason why videos like this are possible. So you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you online.